Hi all, welcome to ClearIAS Challenge. I am Dr. Ramyasri NPC, an educator at ClearIAS. Are you ready to challenge yourself? Here are your questions.
Question number 1. When was the first caste census conducted in India? Option A, 1881, option B, 2011, option C, 1931, and option D, 1871. Question number 2. Before Socioeconomic Caste Census 2011, which was or were the previous censuses used to identify households below poverty line? Option A, 1992 census, option B, 1997 census, option C, 2002 census, and option D, all the above. Question number 3. Which ministries were responsible in conducting Socioeconomic Caste Census 2011? 1. Minister of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation. 2. Minister of Rural Development. 3. Minister of Home Affairs. Option A, 1 and 2. Option B, 1, 2 and 3. Option C, 1 and 3. And option D, 3 only. Question number 4. Committee formed to design BPL census. Option A, Dr. N.C. Saxena Committee. Option B, S.R. Hashim Committee. Option C, both A and B. And option D, neither A or B.
Comment your answers now itself. See your mains questions.
Question number 1. Caste census may jeopardize the census fundamental integrity. Discuss. Question number 2. Critically evaluate the need for a socio-economic caste census and also discuss the challenges associated with it. Question number 3. What is socio-economic caste census? Do you think there is a need for caste-based census in India? Justify your answer. Question number 4. Caste plays a dominant role in our social, economic, and political life. Still, no credible caste data exists. Comment.
Write your mains answers too in the comment box. No need to worry if you have any doubts or confusion. I am here to clear it all. All these questions are related to the caste census.
This topic comes under Paper 2 of the UPSC main syllabus, that is General Studies 1. Under it, salient features of Indian society. It also comes under Paper 3 of the UPSC main syllabus, that is General Studies 2, Government Policies and Interventions.
I'll be explaining this topic under the head
What is caste-based census? Timeline of census in India. How have caste details been collected so far? Gaps in the existing caste data. Socio-economic caste census. Difference between socio-economic caste census and census. Socio-economic caste census 2011. Need for caste census. Government stance. Other arguments against caste census.
Let's know what is caste-based census.
It is a procedure of systematically acquiring and recording the caste-wise tabulation of India's population. Let's see the timeline of census in India. Rig Veda, which was written in around 800 BC, has evidences for maintenance of some kind of population count. Kautilya's Arthashastra, which was written around 300 BC, prescribes the collection of population statistics. Ain-e Akbari of 16th century included comprehensive data pertaining to population. In 1865, a modern population census was conducted in different parts of the country. The first population census of India was conducted in 1872, which included questions like name, age, religion, caste, etc. But it did not cover all territories possessed by the British. The first synchronous census in India was conducted in 1881, after which censuses have been undertaken uninterruptedly once every 10 years. After 1931, caste-based censuses were stopped by the British. In 1941, caste-based data was collected but not published. The first census in independent India was conducted in 1951, which included data on scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, but not on other castes. Socio-economic caste census was conducted in 2011, but was not made public. Now let's see how have caste details been collected so far. Scheduled caste and scheduled tribe details are collected as part of the census, but details of other castes are not collected by the enumerators. The main method is by self-declaration to the enumerator. So far, backward classes commissions in various states have been conducting their own counts to ascertain the population of backward caste. There are some gaps in the existing caste data. There is a central list of OBCs and state-specific list of OBCs. Some states do not have such a list, but some have a list of OBCs and a subset called most backward classes. There are certain open-ended categories in the list, such as orphans and destitute children. Names of some castes are found in both the list of scheduled caste and list of OBCs. Scheduled castes converted to Christianity or Islam are treated differently in different states. The status of a migrant from one state to another and the status of children of intercaste marriages in terms of caste classification are also contentious. Next is about the socio-economic caste census. The socio-economic caste census is a major exercise to obtain data about the socio-economic status of various communities. It is meant to canvass every Indian family, both in rural and urban India, which record various statistics including economic status. This allows central and state authorities to come up with a range of indicators of deprivation, permutations and combinations of which could be used by each authority to define poor or deprived person. Also meant to ask every person their specific caste name to allow the government to re-evaluate which caste groups were economically worse and which were better off. Socio-economic caste census has the potential to allow for a mapping of inequalities at a broader level. Now let's see what are the differences between census and socio-economic caste census. The census provides a portrait of the Indian population, while socio-economic caste census is a tool to identify beneficiaries of state support. Since the census fall under the Census Act of 1948, all data are considered confidential, whereas according to the socio-economic caste census website, all the personal information given in the socio-economic caste census is open for use by the government departments to grant and or restrict benefits to households. Every census in independent India from 1951 to 2011 has published data on scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, but not on other castes. Before that, every census until 1931 had data on caste. Next is about the socio-economic caste census 2011. It was the largest exercise of the listing of caste and has the potential of finding inequalities at a broader level. Socio-economic caste census was conducted by the Minister of Rural Development in rural areas and the Minister of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation in urban areas. It had two components, a survey of the rural and urban households and ranking of these households based on preset parameters, and a caste census. However, only the details of the economic conditions of the people in rural and urban households were released. The caste data has not been released till now. Now, let's discuss the need for caste-based census in India. First one, rationalize reservation. Many argue that a socio-economic caste census would be the best way to rationalize reservation based on data. 2. Justify caste-based affirmative action programs or welfare schemes. It will be useful to establish statistical justification for preserving caste-based affirmative action programs or welfare schemes. 3. Help in evidence-based policy making. Since job and education quotas are based on caste, this will help in evidence-based policy making. Caste census will generate exhaustive data which will allow policy makers to develop better policies, implementation strategies, and will also enable a more rational debate on sensitive issues. 4. This can help the government in identifying the most benefited section and reduce their share in the overall reservation to provide opportunities to the deprived ones. Identify poor households. Comprehensive exercise to enumerate the caste status of all households in the country will help in identifying poor households and implement anti-poverty programs. Better targeting of government welfare schemes. It is important to have adequate data for better targeting of government welfare schemes. So, caste census is nothing but the collection of data that is necessary for any democratic policy making. Reduce inclusion and exclusion errors. With accurate data of caste, most backward castes can be identified. This will help to eliminate imbalances in distribution of benefits. This will provide a credible caste data which is deficient currently. While census data has been captured for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, religions and linguistic profiles, there has been no profiling of caste in India since 1931. Therefore, a caste census will help to provide a credible and comprehensive caste data. To address prevalent inequalities, unequal distribution of wealth, resources and education has meant an accurate shortage of purchasing power among the majority of Indians. 10. Break the myths associated with the caste. The caste census will reveal the actual data on caste and remove ambiguities associated with the caste. For example, in Karnataka, there were claims that Lingayats are the most numerous among the caste. So, the census can reveal the truth regarding that. 11. Constitutional mandate. Article 340 mandates the appointment of a commission to investigate the conditions of socially and educationally backward classes and make recommendations as to the steps that should be taken by the government. This way, our constitution too favors conducting a caste census. Judicial mandate. The Supreme Court has asked the governments many times to provide the data related to caste. However, this has not been possible due to the non-availability of such data. Recommendations from such a committee. Such a committee was formed to examine the socio-economic and educational status of the Muslim community in India. In its report, the committee mentioned that the availability of data on religion was useful in highlighting the relative deprivation of minorities. So, similar data on caste is also desirable to identify vulnerable sections within the caste. Now let's see what is the government's stand or arguments against the caste census. 1. Not an ideal policy tool. The Union of India after independence decided as a matter of policy not to enumerate caste-wise population other than scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. The government claims that a caste census of the backward classes is administratively difficult and cumbersome. The government's assertion came in response to a writ petition filed by the state of Maharashtra to gather backward classes caste data in the state while conducting Census 2021. 3. Unusable data. The center reasoned that even when the caste census was taken in the pre-independence period, the data suffered in respect of completeness and accuracy. It said the caste data enumerated in the socio-economic and caste census of 2011 is unusable for official purposes as they are replete with technical flaws. The entire exercise was corrupted because the enumerators had used different spellings for the same caste. In many cases, the respondents had refused to reveal their caste. The center also explained that a population census was not the ideal instrument as many people may not register themselves in the census in the event of hiding their caste. This may compromise the basic integrity of the census. Having caste as a part of census is so complex that it may jeopardize the decennial census itself. Large number of castes and subcastes with phonetic variations and similarities add to the burden. Government argues that caste-based census is against the idea of a casteless society. Other arguments against caste census. 1. It is argued that a socio-economic caste census will breach the 50% cap on reservation and rationalize the reservation matrix in the country. Caste identification can lead to friction among various classes. As India seeks to eliminate the notion of caste, a caste census would only strengthen it. 3. Inefficiency of reservations. The way reservation is practiced has invariably led to the growth of elites among caste and communities. So, the caste census along with reservation might favor elites among caste. 4. Vote bank politics. The regional caste-based data may be misused by the political parties as a part of vote bank politics. 5. Data manipulation. As those in power control data and information, there are chances of manipulating the data to make it favorable for them. There is a possibility that caste-based reservations will lead to heartburn among some sections and spawn demands for larger or separate quotas. For instance, Patels, Gujars, Jats, and other castes are demanding reservations. The caste census might induce more such demands in future. Now comes the conclusion. India needs to be bold and decisive in tackling caste questions through data and statistics in the way the US does to tackle race issues by collecting data around race, class, language, inter-race marriages, among other metrics. A caste census without data integrity would be much worse. The data of caste census have always been disputed, probably due to the context of several vested interests in accepting the data. However, the government must go beyond caste and work for the upliftment of illiterate, marginalized, and poor sections of the population. The government should give more importance to economic division, education, health, etc.
We have discussed about the caste-based census in detail. Now see the questions once again.
Question number 1. When was the first caste census conducted in India? Option A, 1881, option B, 2011, option C, 1931, and option D, 1871. Question number 2. Before Socioeconomic Caste Census 2011, which was or were the previous censuses used to identify households below poverty line? Option A, 1992 census, option B, 1997 census, option C, 2002 census, and option D, all the above. Question number 3. Which ministries were responsible in conducting Socioeconomic Caste Census 2011? 1. Minister of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation. 2. Minister of Rural Development. 3. Minister of Home Affairs. Option A, 1 and 2. Option B, 1, 2 and 3. Option C, 1 and 3. And option D, 3 only. Question number 4. Committee formed to design BPL census. Option A, Dr. N.C. Saxena Committee. Option B, S.R. Hashim Committee. Option C, both A and B. And option D, neither A or B. Question number 1. Caste census may jeopardize the census fundamental integrity. Discuss. Question number 2. Critically evaluate the need for a socio-economic caste census and also discuss the challenges associated with it. Question number 3. What is socio-economic caste census? Do you think there is a need for caste-based census in India? Justify your answer. Question number 4. Caste plays a dominant role in our social, economic, and political life. Still, no credible caste data exists. Comment.
Comment your answers and make this session interactive. You can also suggest the topics that need to be explained. See you with another set of most probable prelims and mains questions in the next video. Thank you.